Hi, how are you doing today? Um, Today we're going to get into the fourth part of the series, and just a quick recap. In the first video, we talked about uh, feeling drawn to maybe start seeking something beyond what we can touch and feel, something beyond the physical reality makeup of everything. And in that seeking, if you did the exercise at the end of the first video, you might have been able to establish this connection, you know, with a tree or some kind of natural object. And if you did, then congratulations, because it feels wonderful to see and understand that beauty. And in the second video, we briefly touched on Hermetic alchemy and its role in this journey of the middle pillar path. I'm going to do another video after this series going more in depth about Hermetic alchemy, because there's a lot to it, and more than what sufficed to be in this series, so I'm going to make it its own thing. And in that, there was an exercise at the end, and if you were able to complete that exercise, congratulations again, because that's maybe your first step towards understanding Hermetic alchemy, and it's something that you would have done that is real. So in the third video, we went on to discuss the Tree of Life. And although it seems very complicated at first, if you took the time to study the diagram that I left a link for in that third video, it's in the description, and really try to resonate with it, and what it means to you, and where you are, in life and on this spiritual journey. And if you are able to reach some kind of divine truth about yourself and where you may fall on this tree of life, and don't let that bother you if you feel like, wow, I have a lot of work to do. We all do. And one of the beautiful things about it is that this tree of life, it goes up and it goes down. So you may cycle 1,000 times. It's a learning process. It's growth. It takes practice. So anyway, beyond that, now we are finally going to touch on the 3 pillars. And I'm probably going to go ahead and draw up that Tree of Life diagram again, so that way it's a little bit more understandable and digestible. All right, so let's get started. So 3 pillars. Now, if you've delved into esoteric research, you might have seen these pillars in some Freemason Masonic artwork. They used the pillars for sure, and the idea of the middle pillar path. Not only do the Freemasons use it, but it is also a tool that is used by the Rosicrucians. And if my guess is correct, I would say that there are probably other what is seen as a modern take as a secret society, secret societies that use the idea of this middle pillar path as a not only a guide to enlightenment, but the true nature is to transmutate into this divine consciousness. Okay, so getting started here. We'll start with the pillar on the left, which is represented by the sign of water, which is like to be fluid, right? And also by the idea of material. So, the pillar on the left represents this, the mind, the mental body. It represents our severity and also our strength. And it ultimately represents the intuition, the divine feminine, the understanding, that this left pillar gives formation to the seed of light energy. So we have this idea of the left pillar being the material, and sometimes some people can view this as like a negative pillar, but I assure you that's not a negative pillar. It's not really a good and bad situation. It's more of a polarity. So on the left side, we have the polarity of darkness, which is not a bad thing, right? We all go to this place from time to time, that place inside our mind that maybe can create worry or maybe selfish self-desire. We go to this place that where our severity lives, like to be cynical or judgmental. We all go to this place of darkness, where we find not so much truth, but where we find taking this esoteric knowledge and combining it with reality. These lessons that we learn, these new understandings. The left pillar is a necessity, because without the notion of this left pillar, these would just be fleeting thoughts and ideas. They would never come into reality for us. So, moving on, we're going to discuss the right pillar. Now, the right pillar is a representation of the sign of fire, and also spirituality. So on the left pillar, we have this representation of the emotional body and your passion, your fire, your love. And then it's also a representative of true compassion. And so it's about the discovery of love in the sense of true compassion. And there are multiple facets of love. There are levels to everything. But this idea of love is all accepting. Unlike the left pillar, where it could be judgmental or severe, the right pillar is a true love, an unconditional love. And it's also a representative of the God of light and pure energy. And it's the divine masculine, this pillar is. So you see how we have like fire, light, the divine masculine, you know? And then on the left side we have this dark goddess, water, the divine feminine, right? So, moving on to the, well, let's stay on the right pillar for just a moment. This right pillar represents your spirituality, you know, your divine sense, your emotional body, your capability for mercy and understanding and compassion, our physical self, you know. There's a lot of ego involved there, so without this right pillar to give us this sense of all of these divine notions, we would essentially kind of be animals. So now we move on to the middle pillar. And the middle pillar, if you haven't guessed it yet, is a representation of the middle pillar path. So the idea of this middle pillar, it is the pillar that stretches and runs in between the left and right, and it stretches from earth all the way to the crown of the divine source, right? And the idea, as you embark on this journey on the middle pillar path, is to take yourself from this physical realm, reality-based, see, touch, and feel, and work your way through to divine consciousness, and then eventually to the infinite divine source. Some of this sound familiar, maybe, like some other religions, right? And this is not a religion, this is a practice. You don't worship anything. It's a study in becoming closer to the divine. But you can see a similarity here with the idea of like Christianity, where it's like, well, we're on earth now, but then when we pass, we go on to this heaven place, you know, to be with God, right? The divine source. The Muslim faiths, you know, earthbound, then sent on to a place beyond where they are reunited with the divine source as well. You find this as a common factor in a lot of religions. So, moving up the middle pillar. The middle pillar is a representative of change and evolution, right? So we go from like this reality earth to acknowledging that there is something beyond what I can see and touch. There's more to all of this, and I feel called to it. Or maybe there's a innate curiosity that is just drawing me to the idea that there's something beyond the physical realm. And then we eventually come across this notion of divine consciousness or Christ consciousness. And then from there, I don't want to give away too much because there's going to be another video that will tie all of this together, everything together. So I'm trying not to talk too much because the final video, which is the next video, is going to be awfully exciting. So in the notion of obtaining this divine consciousness, we get into like this flow. Everything's okay. Everything's all right. I'm spiritually aligned. I'm on my path. And now I'm doing the work. And I feel closer to the divine than I've ever felt. I see beauty all around me. And something like, almost like I don't know, I wouldn't call it really a reward, but it feels more like a natural reaction. The development of this intuition, where maybe you look at a clock and you're like, holy moly, I had no idea what time it was, and I was like just a couple minutes off, or maybe right on time. Or the sense that like you're thinking about somebody and then you get a phone call from them, right? So it's like this natural reaction that occurs from obtaining this Christ consciousness, this divine consciousness, which is the heart. And I mean that to be symbolic. What does the heart do? It is the heart of the tree of life. And then beyond that intuition lies the crown. And the crown is a representation of having fully given yourself over to the divine source. Your physical existence is given over to the divine source. All right. So the middle pillar, as you can see, is it is our intuition. It is the calling. It is also the challenges of taking this path, and it's also the rewards. This middle pillar is the sum of all parts. So for an exercise, what I'd like you to do is to meditate on the middle pillar path. I'd like for you to just study the diagram and think and open your mind and your heart up to what this next video might be about. Try to use your intuition to guide your heart and mind to feel, okay, what does all this information mean? What does it mean? And see if you can draw your own conclusion. And then in the next video, we'll find out just how close you were, And this could be a useful tool as an exercise. You could shed some light or some truth on where you fall on this tree of life, in this middle pillar path. So, I've really enjoyed this series. I've enjoyed doing it. I've enjoyed discussing it. And I would like to also say that, I'm on this journey too. So I don't know everything. I'm not quite sure that anyone does. There are people out there that know so much more than me. So much more. And if you're looking for them, you will find them. But I just want you to know how much I appreciate how much time that you've spent with me and allowing me to share what I do know. And, I hope that it has had an effect on your life. And I hope it's helped you build a very personal relationship with the divine and the cosmic consciousness, or divine consciousness, or Christ consciousness. I truly do hope that for you. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up on this video, and the next video will be how we tie it all together. It'll be about the actual middle pillar path. All right. It'll be a fun one, and I look forward to seeing you then. I hope you have a good day, and I hope you find peace. Thank you. Bye.